16th July 2022. Morning Murli. Shanti. BapDada. Madhuban. Sweet children, do the same business that the Father does of making impure ones pure, for only then will you be seated in the Father's heart. Question. What are the signs of the children who are easily able to imbibe virtues? Answer. The children who remove their intellect's yoga from their old friends, relatives, and the old world and become conquerors of attachment are easily able to imbibe all the virtues. They never defame anyone or spoil the hearts of others. They follow the Father completely. They give the proof of the service they have done of making ugly ones beautiful, salty ones sweet, and impure ones pure. They remain constantly cheerful. Song, who created this play, did everything and had himself away. Shanti. You children know that you are now God's children and His community. Before that, you belonged to the devilish community. We have now received God's directions. What do God's directions teach you? To make impure ones pure. Now each one of you should continue to ask your heart, now that I am a child of the purifier, do I do the same business that the Father does or not? In the world, the business of a father is different from that of his child. There are so many types of business. There are so many types of directions. The directions of a father would be different from the directions of his child. These are God's directions. You now know the Father. The world simply sings this. They don't know how the purifier Father comes and makes you pure. You know that the purifier Father is purifying you and making you into the masters of pure heaven. Here, you only have the one direction. Only the Father comes and gives you the most elevated directions of all. Those who have faith that they are the children of God should ask their hearts. Those who don't have the faith won't even be able to do this business. Those who don't even belong to the Father cannot do this business. You children understand that your aim and objective is to become pure. You have the picture placed in front of you to become Narayan from an ordinary man and Lakshmi from an ordinary woman, who have now become part of the dynasty of Lakshmi and Narayan. The Father has come to purify us. So check whether you are carrying out the Father's task or not. What did the Father do? He opened this hospital cum university. This is also the task of the children. In the beginning, when the Father came, the building was small. It was even smaller than Mama's room. It was in there that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, came and opened a hospital cum university. Then gradually more buildings were built. In the beginning, there was just one house in a small street. They gradually continued to increase. So this is also the children's duty. Teachings also have to be given. Only those who are educated would open a university. Yes, even uneducated ones can open one. They would open it and hand it over to those who study and teach others. You just become a principal and run it, and many will benefit through that. The Father says the business of your Brahmins is to make impure ones pure and not do anything impure. Never indulge in vice. To tell someone to become pure is very good. It has been explained that impure ones bow their heads in front of pure ones. When the path of devotion first began, sannyasis didn't exist. They came later. At that time, sannyasis didn't give knowledge. The concept of omnipresence emerged later. Previously, they used to say, "We neither know God nor God's creation." They did not believe that He was the Father either. How then could the Father be omnipresent? The Father now continues to explain to you. The notion of omnipresence has made the people of Bharat poverty stricken and turned away from Him and became atheists and orphans. You now belong to the Lord and Master. Therefore, now make effort to make other orphans belong to the Lord and Master. Those who come here as guides have to make others belong to the Lord and Master and bring them to Him. They also have the pull that they truly do receive the unlimited inheritance from the unlimited Father, the Lord and Master. The unlimited inheritance is the sovereignty of unlimited heaven. Limited inheritances are in hell, and there is sorrow in hell. That is why this is not called a sovereignty but a donkeyship. Your children should now do the Father's service. You have to make impure ones pure. Making impure ones pure is the business you should do throughout the whole day. Firstly, there is the question, have I become pure myself? Do I have any vices? Do I have that much love for the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul? If I love Him, what is the proof of that love? The proof is to remain engaged in the business of making impure ones pure. If you do not do this business, neither have you yourself become pure, nor are you able to make others pure. If you don't do this business, you won't be able to claim a high status. This is a deal of every cycle. It would be understood that it is not in your fortune. You found God and you still didn't learn how to do this business. Only those who do the business of purifying the others will be able to sit in the Father's heart. You have to make effort to change human beings into deities, from shells into diamonds. Baba and Mama are making that same effort. Baba also goes on service. He enters the bodies of some children and shows the way to become pure from impure. Therefore, check whether you do service in the same way as the Father. If you do not do that, you cannot sit in His heart. Some become trapped by attachment. There should be constant love for the Father, and you also have to show that you have become a conqueror of attachment. All your attachment has to be removed from your old friends and relatives and the old world. Only when that has been removed can you imbibe virtues. Just look at what some children continue to do throughout the day. They spoil the hearts of one another. They continue to defame others. Such and such a person is like this. This one is like that. First of all, see what you yourselves are doing. Do I continue to follow the Father? Only when you follow Him will your mercury of happiness rise. Those who do service remain constantly happy and cheerful. Their names are glorified. The Father says you have to have simplicity. You have to wear clothes with 8 patches. Such a time will also come. Such a time will come when it will be very difficult to find even torn clothes to wear. Therefore, you should remove all your attachment from those. Remove your intellect's yoga from all impure friends and relationships. It is now your stage of ascent. There has to be proof of this too. Those who come as guides give the proof of that. You have to become worthy of doing service. It shouldn't be that you do disservice and that you continue to quarrel among yourselves by being like salt water. The status of those who do disservice is destroyed. People are like salt water with other people to such an extent, don't even ask. Your business is to make them very sweet. Sometimes you find some who are so much like salt water that you can only say that it is their destiny. This too has to be tolerated. We still have to transform those who are salty and make them sweet with love. Look, the sun has so much power that it draws water from the salty ocean and makes that water sweet. This is also their service. This is why they speak of deity Indra as god of rain. He showers rain. Therefore, your children should also have that much power. It shouldn't be that you make them even more salty. Some even make others salty. Their faces reveal this. The face of a salty person is ugly, and the face of a sweet person is beautiful. You yourselves have to become beautiful and make ugly ones beautiful. The Father comes from so far away and teaches you how to do this service. The Father's service is to make impure ones pure. If you purify many others, Baba will give you a prize. Ask your heart how many you make beautiful. If you do not make anyone that, you will definitely perform impure actions. By not following the Father's directions, you will only perform impure actions. You will then have to bow down to those who make others pure. Those who have that strength would say, Baba, you can send me anywhere you want. Many hospitals can be open. However, the doctors have to be very good too. Some doctors are such that they give the wrong medicine to patients and kill them. Here, this is God's quote. The Father has everyone's account. He is Antaryami, the one who knows everything within. He knows what is inside all the children. This one is Baharyami, the one who knows everything external. This one also continues to make effort to make others pure. Those who don't become pure will experience punishment and go to their own sections. Everyone has to play their own parts. You have to come down number wise. They will all come sooner or later. No one can return home in between. As is a tree, so the fruit it bears. There cannot be any difference in that. The tree has now spread. Some have been converted to other religions. You cannot know what the number is in each one's nationality. Everyone's customs and systems are their own. You know that you were in the incorporeal world and that everyone will settle their karmic accounts number wise according to their efforts and then go and reside there. Up above is the tree of incorporeal souls. How much space would they be taking up? It would be very little. The element of the sky is so big. Compared to that, human beings live in such a small space. You can understand that people live in just this much space. There wouldn't be human beings living in the oceans. Human beings are only on land. You cannot measure the depths of an ocean. It's impossible. They try to go up above, but that is infinite. People call out to the Father to come and purify the impure. It isn't that you want to go up to the element of sky and measure it. Even when we souls reside up above, we take up very little space. The element of the sky is so vast. It isn't that God would be sitting up there trying to work out how big the element of the sky is. His intellect cannot even have that thought. His intellect is aware of the part he has to play. It isn't that he would have to find out about the great element. He just goes from here and stays in his place. He doesn't try to do anything there. Baba says, I do not try to do any of those things. That is infinite. Okay, what would be the benefit of trying to find out the end? There would be no benefit at all. Only making impure ones pure is their benefit. Souls come here from the land of nirvana to play their parts. The Father also comes and plays his part. That is the land of silence. There is no thought to see this or that. Look at what people here do. They make so much effort to try to find the end. The children know that there is very little time left. The war will take place and then all their noise, etc., will end. All their going up above and coming down will end. They are all wasting their money. There is no benefit in that at all. For instance, when someone goes there and comes and relates what he saw there, that is a waste of time, a waste of money, and a waste of energy. This is the condition of everyone except you children, and especially those of you who continue to make effort to go to and give the Father's introduction to others so that they can claim their inheritance from the Father. The Father has the highest part in the drama. He has to make us worthy for the establishment of the new world. It is now the end of the world. No matter how much people beat their heads, they continue to waste their time. Even if someone reaches the top of Mount Everest and stands there, what's the benefit of that? He doesn't receive liberation in life. In any case, there is only sorrow in the world. Your intellects have now become solvent. You make effort to make others equal to you. Explain this to the teachers and the principal of a school. You don't teach unlimited history and geography. How does it become the silver, copper, and iron ages from the golden age? This is unlimited history and geography. By knowing this, you will become rulers of the globe. We are explaining the history and geography of this world, of how the cycle continues to turn. Come and we will give you the introduction of the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, who is also called the Incorporeal One. Come and we will tell you his biography. Brahma yogis only give knowledge of the Brahma element. They say that the Brahma element is omnipresent. God is knowledgeful. He is the ocean of knowledge. The elements cannot be called the ocean of knowledge. The Father makes you children into the oceans of knowledge, the same as His. How could those elements make you the same as they are? Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, BapDada. The spiritual father says, Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says, Namaste and good morning to the spiritual father. Essence for the dharana. First point, give the proof of your stage of ascent. Remove your attachment from everyone and become worthy of doing service. Check your own self. Don't defame others or spoil the hearts of others. Don't perform any impure actions. Second point, become as merciful as the Father. Make effort to become like a diamond from a shell. Serve to make salt water sweet. That is to make a salty person sweet. Blessing. May you be constantly carefree and increase your decision-making power, keeping a balance of karma and yoga. Explanation. Only those whose intellects are able to make a correct judgment at the appropriate time are able to remain carefree, because problems and circumstances are going to get tighter day by day. At such a time, if there is a balance of karma and yoga, you will then easily be able to overcome those things with your decision making power. Because of having this balance, you won't have any surprising questions about the blessings you receive from BapDada. Questions such as, why did this happen? or what happened. You will always have the faith that there is benefit hidden in whatever happens. Slogan: take the sweetness of all relationships from one Baba and do not remember anyone else. Om Shanti